So yesterday, were you able to spend time on the? Did you try to write some programs?
No, I was quite busy with office work.
Okay, fine. Yeah, try to write whenever you get some time. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So let me share my screen. So I think you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
So yeah, yesterday we discussed about different data types like integer, char, double, string, and what are the different built-in methods we have.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so we have discussed that, right? And so today we'll discuss about some operators. It
Okay.
different operators, what conditional operators we have. So what are those and all we can discuss today.
Okay. And Helen, I have a doubt here.
Mhm.
So in this program, you're given num1 and num2.
Mm.
So can this be the same line for int? First line, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mhm. So can we give in same line you are asking?
Yes, yes.
Uh, Ideally, we should not. The best practice should be like this only. For each, we should have the separate line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, we can create like this also in see, like this also we can do. But and we can assign some value to that.
Oh, even value can it be assigned directly in the.
No, no, no. We can declare like this, but each value we have to initialize. We have to initialize separately. So we have the concept called arrays. So
Okay.
arrays are nothing but same type of values, group of values, right?
Mhm.
Like suppose if you want to have 10 values in a stack
Okay.
in a array, so list you want to maintain that as a list. So in that case, we should use arrays. So it's suppose integer, we have to give like this some numbers I want, right?
Mhm.
Equal to uh, like this. You can suppose in this numbers list, I want 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So like this we can.
Okay.
So we have list of the numbers. So if you want the particular number based on the index, you can read that. Suppose,
Okay, let's continue with
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, just I will, yeah, numbers of 0. So that means I want to print this. It printed first value. So as I said, in the string also, each character, it will store in the index format, right? So suppose 0, it starts from the 0, 1, 2 and all. So here also list of, we have list of values, and
Mhm.
it will also store in the based on the index, and the index starts from the 0, right?
Okay.
So that is arrays concept. We will, once we go there, we'll discuss more on that.
Okay.
And let's discuss about operators, right? Conditional operators, like suppose I want to validate something like whether both values are same. or result of some value, a result of some operation is the expected value. So to check all of them, we generally, if both values are same, we can use equal to, right? And if both values are not same, we can use not equal to. So in the same way, we have several operators like equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, right? So whatever we have in the mathematics, right? For division, we have, right, multiplication. In same thing in the mathematics, how do we calculations like addition, multiplication, division, subtraction. So all these things to achieve, to do all, to find out, to do all those arithmetic operations, we need to use the operators, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Suppose I have two numbers in a equal to 100, int b equal to 200. So if a equal to b, then so numbers are. So I want to just validate, check some condition, right? So if something happens, run this code like that. So in Java, we have something keyword called if. If some condition is true, run some code. So we can use the if keyword for that. And my ask is like if both the numbers are equal, then I want to print both numbers are equal. We have another
Okay.
conditions also, right? If it is not true, another conditions also. If a is less than b, then we want to print something. A is bigger than b, and one more condition we can write. Suppose a is greater than b. Here I wrote a is bigger than b. That means, yeah, if a is greater than b, if a is less than b, then a is lesser than. So what I am trying to achieve here, I am trying to use some conditions. I want to check that conditions. So let me run this program. What will happen? So what is the message printed? A is less than b because 100 is less than 200, right? So how this code will run? Let me explain you very briefly. Like if this condition met, then it will go to inside. If that
Mm-hmm.
condition, if this condition is false, then it will go for next. It will go to next line. So what is the next line? This one. So here
Mm-hmm.
also we are checking some condition. If this condition is true, it will go inside.
Mm-hmm.
Because but this condition is false, right? Then it will go to, it will not go to inside. It will move to next statement.
Mm-hmm.
So like that. So here this condition is true. That's the reason it went inside and printed the statement.
Okay.
So these are conditional statements. Conditional statements, like if you want to compare something and all, right, conditional statements are useful. So conditional statements, how we can, what are the keywords we have? If else, else if. So we have different combinations, right? So this is one
Okay.
combination. This is,
So
yeah,
if we want to compare something,
yeah,
so this should be used.
yeah, right. So
That
I
is the
want to,
standard.
yeah, that is a standard. These are, so we are talking about operators, right? Here equal to is the operator. Greater than is the operator.
Okay.
Less than is the operator,
Okay.
right? So yeah, here just we are taking some conditions. So how we can use it in real time? Suppose in the functional testing, after login into the application, we will have some title on the page, right? Title of the application. Home page. In the home page, we'll have the application name, something like that. So if the whatever the title we got in the application, if that matches with the expected text or not. So in those cases, we have to use the condition, right? If
Mm-hmm.
that title matches with the expected one. So in those cases. So here I have used integer, right? In the same way,
Mm-hmm.
we can have the string variables. So to compare the text ones, we have to use string variables.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So in the same way, whatever the data type it is, we will use these operators. But in case of string, we have similar different methods. So yesterday we discussed about some built-in methods, right, for the string.
Mm-hmm.
So for the comparison for the checking also, string has some built-in methods. Let us see. Let us. Show string, show data string expected data. Suppose actual data I am giving as demo. Expected data also demo. I want to compare both are same or not,
So
right?
this is the variable.
Yeah, this is the string variable, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to know whether both the strings are equal or not, right? If actual data dot equals, we have different methods. If we start typing eq, you'll see different methods available. Equals ignore case, content equals subsequence. So these are all different methods which we have. So suppose in our case, what we want to compare the content of it, right? So I can use any of this method, right? Either it can be char sequence or it can be string buffer. So it will accept both type of parameters. Either it can be char sequence, that means sequence of characters it will allow,
Mm-hmm.
or string buffer also it will allow. And the return type will be boolean. Boolean is nothing. What is the possible values for boolean? True or false.
Mm-hmm.
If this condition is true, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Right?
So
So I want to use content equals. So just as per my expectation, I want to compare both the values are same or not, right?
mm,
So my expected data is this, right? If both are same, then it will print uh, both strings are equal. So here actual data dot content equals to expected data. Here content equals is the built-in method. Actual data is the one of the variable and expected data is also one of the variable, right?
mm-hmm.
So what it will happen in runtime? So in the actual data, what is the value is the demo is
Mm-hmm.
equals to demo. That will compare in that way. So let me and if that is false, we can print some other message, right? That for that we can use else. So if this is true, run this code, else run another code, right? So in our case, what we should write, port strings are not equal.
But
So this
in the above example, you have used else if.
right, correct. So if we have different conditions to check, multiple conditions to check on the data, here I have three conditions to check, whether it is equal or greater than or less than. Here I do I want to check only equal or not equal, right? So if that
Mhm.
is those are not equal, that means else, that is if both are equal, then it will be fine. Else both are not equal, right? That's it.
Mhm.
So only one condition if you want to check. If something happens, do this. Else something else you want to do. So in
Okay.
that case, we should use if else blocks, right? If you have multiple conditions, then you have to use else if conditions.
Mm.
Yeah. Suppose if I run this, so both strings are equal, right? Because both are equal. Suppose I have given like this. Here, small actual data is small d, expected data is capital D. Suppose both strings are not equal. So that means content equals what it will do. It will compare the exact match. It will check for the exact match. So exact, if in case of exact match only, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. You understood?
Yeah, and I got it, but see,
Yeah.
this is the problem. How will I know that I should use this content equal?
Mm. Yeah, exactly. So content equals. So before using content equals, you need to make sure that whatever the data, so you need to think about case insensitive, case sensitive, right?
Hmm.
Suppose in the runtime we got some data, you know, right, how generally how it looks like if it is in small or sometimes if it is in capital. So before that itself, you need to know whether whatever the expected data I'm giving,
Hmm.
in the same case runtime data available. So that we know, right? We when we do functionally, when we see manually, we know which case it will be displayed. So in that
Hmm.
way we can use, and we have another good method in the string
No,
itself.
I'm talking about this. You have used this method. That's fine.
Mm,
Content equals, but
mm,
as uh, but I will not know, right? But I
mm,
have this kind of method.
We have Java docs available actually. So Java docs are nothing but whatever the string or integer for different data types, what are the built-in methods available. So each that list has each method and they what is the usage of that method, right? So the if you read those Java docs once, you will know what are the built-in methods available to you. Based on your test case, you need to use that.
Okay. So, for example, if see, I'm not checking the. I want to just check the whether the content is same or not. See, it's not
Mm,
about the upper and lower case of D.
mm, mm.
See, I want to check only the
Content.
content.
So ignore about the case. So
Yes.
yeah, for that we have another method. Let me tell you that equals ignore case.
Oh,
So the method itself will ignore the case. You got it?
okay.
See second time both strings are equal because we have used the method ignore case. So if you want to validate as you said only content, we
Mm.
can use equals ignore case always.
No.
Yeah, that is the one, right? And I discussed about contains, right, yesterday. I mean, if I want to know whether, suppose sometimes we will have the big message in the application runtime, right? So in that particular message, I want to validate some substring of it, right? So in my
Mhm.
expected data, I will give only that substring, and I want to validate only that substring is available in the text I got. Like so, some new user is created successfully, messages came, suppose, right? And
Mm.
user ID also will be displayed in that message. So I know user ID, and my input will be user ID, right? So I will not validate complete message. I want to validate only in that message particular subtext is present or not. So in that case, I should use contains method. So in most of the cases, we will use equals ignore case or contains method,
Mhm.
like contains. So here, instead of expected data, I can give right whatever I want. So here the input type is parameter it is expecting is string, right? Anything I can give in the double quotes also. Suppose what is the value in the actual data demo. So I want to validate if that contains test, right? So either I can give variable or I can give the data within the double quotes.
Mhm.
So in this way also we can do. And valid messages we can print out. So in this case, it should run the else one because in the demo test is not there, right? Let us see. So data does not contains the given substring, right? And suppose if I have given something like em is available. Let me run now. So data contains the given substring. So here the idea is to validate whether the one string contains the another substring or not. That's it. That is the that is our aim here.
So,
So mostly, yeah.
does this variable have, or the data we are giving for the variable,
Mm.
does it have any specific length?
Yeah, it will accept the 256 characters. Up to it will accept up to 256 characters.
If more than that?
String buffer we can use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but mostly we will not have that much big length of string, but we can use string buffer in that case. Okay, clear up to this?
So string buffer will have other methods.
String buffer nothing but it's a kind of stream actually. It will not, actually it will not create anything in the memory actually. So temporarily it will store some allocate some memory actually. So it will have the different methods. I think going forward we will have the streams concept. There we
Oh,
will discuss more on that.
okay.
Yeah. So for now, we can stick to the strings. So when it comes to streams concept, we will talk about the string buffer. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I spoke about different operators here, right? Equal to, not equal to. Like this, not equal to also there, right? So if a not equal to, like this, not symbol will be there, right? Not equal to
Mhm.
operator also there. Equal to operation also there, right? And we have another thing. So we are using here also we are using some operator equal to. Equal to is also one operator actually. So what it will do? So it will uh, assign some value to the variable, right?
Okay.
So yeah. So for integers and double or float, integer double data types, we can use all these operators. And like for the division, right? For the multiplication, we can use the star, and for the division, we can use by. So let me print. So for your understanding. So if you want to print some message, we can keep the message in the double quotes. If we don't want directly, we can do like this, a plus b. If I want subtraction, a minus b. If I want multiplication, a into b. If I want and I have percentile also. Let me show you that as well. Percentage a by b will return as the quotient. Percentile will return as the remainder. See, first one is 100 plus 200, 300, 100 minus 200 minus 100, 100 into 200, 20,000, and a by b. 100 by 200 is 0. Then a percentile b, then remainder is 100. So these are different mathematical operations we can do in this way. So these are different operators. So already we spoke about less than and greater than, and these are the plus, minus, star, by, and percentile, right?
Okay.
So percentile will give us the remainder. This will return us the quotient. So how it is useful for us, right? In the real time. Suppose in the interview, they will ask you to write about. Suppose in the 1 to 1000 numbers, I want to uh, display whether that is even number or odd number, right? If my if interviewer asks you to write that program,
Mhm.
so to find out whether the given number is even number or odd number. So what is our logic in general according to mathematics? If that is divided by 0, then the remainder is 0. The given number divided by 2. If the remainder is 0, then that is the even number. If that remainder is not 0, that is the odd number, right? So how we can write that through program? So we can use these operators, percentile operator in that case, right? Got the point? Or not?
Percentile.
Percent this one. Yeah.
Okay.
So a reminder I spoke about, right? Let me tell you clear. So otherwise, we can print that value. We already printed that value, right? So for your convenience, let me write some program to understand. So here my ask is like I have given one number 17. I want to find out that is even number or odd number, right? So
Mhm.
let me run this. So this is the odd number because the remainder is not 0, right? 17 by 2. If you do 17 by 2, remainder will be 1, right? So that's the reason it is the condition is false. Then I went to this code and printed this. This is the odd number. So in those cases, if you want to do perform any calculations to find out the reminders and all, right? In
Mhm.
those cases, in those kind of test cases, we can use these kind of operators. Suppose in your application, some calculation might happen to get the result, right? So you will have some inputs and you will apply some formula. You have to apply some formula in that case. So in that case, we can use all these kind of operators in the real time.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So these are about conditional statements. So conditional statements, you are clear. When I say condition, that is if, else if, or if else. When I say operators, that those are arithmetic operators like plus, minus, star, into, divide by, percentile. For the string, we have different built-in methods: content equals ignore case and contains. These are the main thing that we will use. And also different logical operators also there. Suppose logical operators are nothing but you want to um, check two conditions. Here, what I checked, only one condition I have checked, right?
Mhm.
So if I want to check two conditions, in that case, so different operators and two times and. So before doing the checking the division, I want to know whether that is greater than zero. I want to know whether that is a positive number. If that is a greater than zero, and the remainder is if I divide that with two, remainder is zero. So both conditions I want to check. So in that case, I can use AND operator, double and I have to queue. So for the equal to comparison also, I have used double equal to. So these
Okay.
are built-in things we have to use in this way only, right? Yeah. So, but here also same output we can get because number is greater than zero and number percentage. If both conditions matches only, it will come inside. Otherwise, it will not come inside. It will go to next one. So in this, we have another things called nested if statements also. So as of now, we have seen if else combination, else if combination. We have nested if conditions also. Nested if is nothing but inside the if condition, we will write another if condition. Same thing I can write in different way. If num is greater than zero, then only you will go inside. Then num percentile to equal to zero, right?
Mhm.
So for this, I want to print given number is not positive. So this else condition is for what? This main if. Inside the main, inside the if, another if condition I have included, right?
Mhm.
So this else condition is for main if, and this if is inside another if. This is called multiple ifs we are using. That means nested if. Got the point? So like this, we can use 10 levels of sub if conditions in the Java. Let me run this. So let me comment other things to make it clear for you. So it has displayed odd number. I don't want this condition also. So nothing is displayed. Why? No output is displayed here.
Yes.
Because here first it came here 17 is greater than 0. That is true. It went inside. Then 17 percentile 2 equal to 0. If, is this condition true? 17 percentile 2 equal to 0? No, that is false. That means it will not go inside, right? And there is no else condition also to run. And also here also it did not come because number is positive number, right? That's the reason it did not come here also. Suppose if I given minus 17 here, then what is my output? Given number is not positive because here itself condition is not true. So directly it went to else condition, right? Suppose I have given the data as 16. Then what is my expectation? It should be even number, right?
Okay. So for
So
second if we have to write else condition.
else condition in this case. Exactly. So in this case, if I have different some number, so see what is the output? Odd number, correct, right? So this 19 is the odd number. So in this way, we can use multiple conditional. You can write multiple conditional statements.
But it's not mandated that we should have else for every if.
Exactly. So in our real time, right? So what is our test case? If if it passes, then we can say that is passed. Else condition we should write something, right? It is failed because actual data is this data is not matched. Something we should write, right?
Okay.
Real time we need to use it actually because our main thing what we will validate as part of our test case whether it is pass or fail. So if it is condition is passed, then we can write test case is passed. Else test case is failed. So that message we should write, right? To know whether that is test case is passed or failed. Else condition is very useful in that case. So the result is the high level conditional statements. What we can say is if you have multiple conditions, we can use else if conditions. If you have only one condition to check, we can use if else combination. And if we have multiple levels of checking, then we can use nested if conditions, right? So that is about conditional statements. Also, we have covered different operators, conditional operators. So we have discussed about arithmetic operators, right? Different arithmetic operators we have. So that is that's what we discussed as of now, right? Clear up to this?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, Next, we'll move to iterational statements. So if I want to create new class, just right click on the src or package folder or src folder, new class. I want to have to give the name. So I want this method, right? Public static void main. So if I want this method, if I select this checkbox, automatically it will generate for us, right?
Okay.
Finish. See, I loops demo I have given. Sorry, spell mistake actually. Loops demo. So the whatever the name I have given, class name also will be same, right? And I can write whatever the code I want here. So we have to For loops, for loop, while loop. So these are called mostly we'll use, let us see, do while loop for each loop. So loop is nothing but here iterational statements. What is meant by loop or iterational statements, right? If you want to repeat the same thing for number of times,
Mhm.
so I want to print some numbers from 1 to 100. How can I do that? Can I write system.out println 100 times? Instead of that, we have the loops concept, right? Suppose some variable value from number to to number, iterate this and print each value. So in that case, so if you want to repeat the same thing without writing multiple lines of code, in that case loops will be useful, right? I want to print 1 to 100 numbers. How can I do that? I can achieve that with the for loop, right? And I want to I have the 100 strings, 100 employee names I have. Suppose I want to print that is stored somewhere. So that is stored in some list. How can I print them? Uh, so that list I should iterate through that list, and each value I should read and then print it, right? So in those cases, it will be for loop will be useful, right?
Okay.
Uh, so in the real time, in that you will have some dashboard, you will have the status column, something like that, active or inactive, right? So you will have all the rows, so the value will be active, right? So you will read all the values, and your expectation value is active, and you will read all the values. How to, and 100 rows are there. How you can validate all of them? So you will make a list first, then you will compare each value with the expected value. So in those cases, that kind of scenarios, you can use the for loops.
No, no.
Let us see.
The example which you have told in the real time. Uh, I
Yeah,
mean,
suppose
where we'll have
suppose
this.
users dashboard is there. Suppose
Okay.
your application is there, right?
So you're talking
Uh,
about the database.
database, and also UI application, web application I am talking about.
Okay.
In your application, consider that you have a user maintenance module. So in the
Mm-hmm.
user maintenance module, you can go and search for any user,
Okay.
right? Either by first name or last name, or active users or inactive users. So you
Okay.
can search in that way, right? Different search criteria. So in
Okay.
that case, we have to validate multiple rows of data, right? So
Okay.
suppose status column is there, 100 rows are there each page, right? So I
Okay.
will read complete column data, 100 values I got. Each and every value I have to validate with the expected status active. So in that case, I can use for loops, right?
Okay.
So for that also we have some syntaxes. The keyword will be for, and I will write small thing. I want to print numbers from 1 to 10. That is my ask. Int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus system dot tell I. Just that number I will print. Let me run this program, I will explain. So what is the result I got? I got 1 to 10 numbers, right?
Okay.
So let me explain this thing. For is the keyword here, integer is the data type, I is a variable, right? So my starting value is 1, and my condition to check is until it is less than or equal to 10. If the I value is less than or equal to 10, and I plus plus, I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. What it means, I have what is the value I have in the I variable? 1. What I am trying to do, I equal to I plus 1. That means 1 plus 1, 2, right? So how it will execute, right? My value I equal to 1, my condition is true, then it will go inside. It will go inside and execute all the code here. For the next iteration, that means again it will go right.
Mhm.
And if I have to print the 2 right, so what I should do? I should do plus 1. So for that reason, I have wrote I plus plus here.
Okay.
So next time I value is 2, 2 is less than or equal to 10, then it will come inside, it will print to 2. Next time I equal to I plus 1 will happen, right? 2 plus 1, 3. Then I value will be 3, 3 is less than or equal to 10, then it will come inside, it will print that 3. So here, instead of writing 10 statements within one for loop, within one statement, I have printed all the 10 values. Clear? So to avoid the repetitive lines of code and to iterate through the values, we can use the loops. Okay. So this is a simple example for the for loop, right?
No.
Understood? Yeah.
So can we write int I outside this per?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, we can write also that one also. We just declare here like
Oh,
this. We can write. Just
so if
what is my starting value? What is my condition? Yeah. Tell me.
if we keep it I less than 20, it will print 20.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Up to 20 to SQL. I don't want in the new line. Suppose I can remove the ln. So side by side it will be printed. I want for each and everything, right?
Mm.
Plus I'm just appending. So if I want to append something, I can use the plus operator, right? And I want to append the space. After printing this, I want to append the space. See how it comes now. 1 space 2 space 3 like that. Okay. Okay. And in the same way, I want to print up to 100. I want to print the even numbers only. How can I do that? Here have 100, have given from 1 to 100, and I have to check some condition. If
If
I percentile 2 equal to 0, then only print it. See, 2, 4, 6, 8, 100, up to 100, only even numbers it has displayed, right? So I have used loop statements, and inside the for loop I have used some condition, right? So in this way we can loop any we can use the loops, and we can have the conditions also like this.
okay.
I can give one like before I work it. Let me ping sprint write a program to. I'm giving one program to you.
Okay.
Program to print prime numbers from 1, 2, 100. Try it out. So you are clear up to this?
Yes.
And, so let us use while loop also, right? While I is different. I can let me use a different variable to avoid confusion. I'm equal to 100. While number is greater than 0, num I'm printing. So here what I want to achieve is I want to use while loop actually. So while loop also, while is the keyword inside, then the condition we want to check, then the code we want to write within the curly braces, right? So until this condition is true, this code will be executed, right? And each time if I want to do something, num equal to num minus 1. So after printing the number, I want to reduce the number, right? Initially it is 100. Next time it will be 99. Next time it will be 98. If I don't put this condition, right, always it will be greater than 0. It will keep on running, right? So to avoid that, while using while loop, we should have some we should have some increment or decrement operation. So here I want to print the numbers from 1 to 100 in the reverse way, right? I want to achieve that. Let us see. 100, 99, 98. So initially I have given the value as 100. Each time I am subtracting 1 from the number, right? So when it comes to 1 is greater than 0, then also it will come. When it comes to 0 is greater than 0 is false, right? Then it will come out. So that's how it will work, right? And the same thing, we have printed something here, right? Even numbers I have printed. Same thing, how can we write in the using this while loop? While num equal to, suppose in num equal to 1. How can we write? Can you able to tell? I want to print even numbers until
Until
100. Until 100.
so okay, on num equal to 100.
Hmm.
So if condition is divided by
Hmm.
percentile 2.
Yeah, yeah. That condition we have to add. See reverse way, 100, 98, 96, 94, 92, right? Because we added this condition, so we check this condition, then only it has printed that, right? So this is we can write some programs like
So what about this num minus this condition?
this one, right?
Yes.
Each time, each iteration, right? So when after running my logic, this is my condition, right?
Okay.
For each iteration, this has to be happened. Initially, number equal to 100, right? So next time I want number to be 99. Next time 98. Next time, see I have to each time I want to.
No, for
Uh,
this condition when we used if condition,
mhm.
so num equal to num minus 1, whether is this considered?
No, only num percentile 2 equal to 0. Only this condition will be considered. For this, yeah. If it comes inside this condition, it will check. Suppose when number is greater than 0, if it comes inside, for that the same number will be here also, right? This
Yes.
condition, so for that also it will consider. Suppose it has the value 5, here also value is 5 only. So for the condition also same value it will use. So each time we are changing the number simply, actually. Each time we are changing the number. So in the number variable, next time 99 is there. Here 99 is greater than 0, then it comes correct. Then it comes to 99% L2 equal to 0. Then if it is true, then it will come inside here.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
So suppose in the same way, I want to have 1 num less than or equal to 100. So in this case, I should do num plus 1. Right? So in the ascending order. All right. So same thing we achieved here through for loop, right? Same code. Here I have initialized the value here itself, number equal to 1, right? Until this condition is true, I want to execute this code. Each time I want to increase the value of that variable.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So for each for each loop we can use I can explain you while explaining about the list array list we have.
Oh,
In that case, while we discuss about the topic, I will explain that. Okay.
okay.
So yeah, these are the main things for loop and while loop we will use generally. Until this you are clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we wrap it for today or?
Yes, yes, we'll wrap it for today.
Okay.
We'll
So just try to write that program.
yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Vala.